Oh, this thing is on. Yo, check it. It's your boy Kendall Stones, aka Kofi Weaston, one half of the Dirty Hills. Big shout out to my good brother, the Dirty of the Earth, good brother Bo, and we are the Dirty Hills. And after you finish watching this, NEW, after you finish watching this, directly after you finish watching this, come check us out, man. Check us out on IG, check us out on YouTube. Just hashtag Dirty Hills, and we will pop up. And you already know the name, you know the slogan, man. We rip our shirts off like Hulk Hogan. Peace.
Hello, everybody! Welcome to Pablo's Mills. This is a nice area. Hello, testing? Hello? Well, hey. Oh, okay, all right. Welcome to Pablo Mills. You ain't never been here, huh? This deck is too small. Woo. Smells like Moreno. Alright, welcome to Pablo. What's it Pablo? Where's the fucking stuff? I'm sorry, what? Oh shit. Reserve for a minute. Staff. Oh, that was supposed to be. The staff only. Okay. Alright. There's a fucking rat around here. You couldn't me on my way in, so I'm sorry. I'm a little new with this. Alright, so. Okay. Take that for later. Need a bag of chips. So, how y'all doing? This don't work. How you doing? My guest has arrived. Cobra and the other guy. Oh shit!
The other guy! The other guy! The other guy.
We apologize for getting out of character. Pablo, I'm sorry.
You caught me in the...
You okay now? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Rumor Mill. As you can see, neither one of us are in the mood for games. If you didn't see last episode's Rumor Mill, I would like to take you back on it, but I hate to watch that image over. Nah, that's not happening. Rodney set me up. He set me up, and he set us up. I mean, the guy breaks into the house, calls us out, and blindsides us. Man, yeah. You don't think we know too, bro? And then, really? Who had the nerves to show his face?
So you think it was Rodney?
No. Somebody's in cahoots.
You don't realize the process it's taking me right now.
You? Like you're the only one that had to deal with it? Bro, I've been there.
It's deeper.
Look at these clowns. The clowns again, I told him. Bro, we need new interns in this mother...
That's good. You either deal with it, or I'm gonna kill you.
You know,
fucking guy.
Rage.
I want that guy fired.
It's
you see, that's probably the funniest shit I've seen all day. I called it.
Yeah, you did.
But
you could get on me about hiring these interns, but in turn, you could blame yourself too because No, you didn't help out with the process of hiring people. I mean, we got stuck with Pablo. Whose idea was that?
I think I hurt the guy.
Yeah, you did. You did.
All right.
You think we can?
I can't get too many words out right now because if you guys don't know yet, it's been a dark week for me. It's been 2 weeks already. 2 weeks. I've lost count. I've missed time with my family. The games you want to play, Viper, it's going to be the biggest mistake you ever made. I made that clear in the past, and I'll do it again. And it doesn't matter if you stand alone or if you stand with my piece of shit nephew and an angel, an archangel. I see right through you. You don't surprise me at all. Everything you do, it's like I knew you were going there. I just didn't know when.
Diamondback, when did you become a part of the congregation? At least you could do is tell me the truth and don't lie to me. Because you really think you got the better of me? You really honestly believe that? I warned you before that chaos is coming. You've brought chaos to my front door. Now I'm gonna kick yours in with it.
To finish this off, I will take down your kingdom. I will destroy and burn down your house. Your dreams of using me as a stepping stone is just a dream. Reality is me. Rage in front of your face.
I think you guys don't even understand what you got yourself into. Not by a long shot.
Missed a whole goddamn week with my family. It's been the longest week. 2 weeks. Whatever it was. Seemed like a lifetime.
Oh.
And I can't stress that enough.
It was a lifetime.
You will pay. And I will take on you or any other follower of yours whenever you like to. I'm waiting. I'm calling your name. I'm calling your ass out, Viper. Sure, I'll accept your challenge.
You know what? Nothing is going... Pablo, where the hell are you? Didn't I ask you 15 minutes ago?
Yeah, I'm losing my shit. I can't deal with this anymore. Pablo, I'm sorry, man. I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it. Here, I'm sorry about that.
Extra 5, Pablo.
That's too much. I'll take one. Discount, Pablo. Thank you. Oh, this is nice.
Come here, Pablo. Let the crowd introduce yourself to the crowd.
I am Pablo. I am Pablo.
Wait. Me hold it?
You are Pablo.
This is my show.
I'm sorry.
Pablo. What do you got, Pablo?
We're brought to you by Beefy Onions.
BC, what?
This guy.
Beefy Onions.
We're gonna get a lawsuit.
What happened?
What the hell is that?
Are you gonna make this beefy onions? No? Okay. I don't know how to work this thing. Brought to you by Beefy Onion. No, I'll take the thing. 125, 150, 125. Y'all pay me too much. Oh, where should I sit? I don't even know. I could be early. Huh? Or I could be over here. Oh, what is that?
What? Say what again? Kiss my ass. Blame it on rock. I am not. I am the future of these rise above. I am and beyond. The youngest NEW world champion here and now. On behalf of corporate, I would like to welcome you to NEW.
Welcome to the room. I'm the 5-star superstar. Today we're bringing to you a very special guest out of Bloomfield, New Jersey.
Special guest indeed. Consider this man family. Goes way back. XWO member. We have Lafa Mill member. A former world champion at EFW. Main evented multiple Bloodfest events. He is also a former multiple-time tag team champion and a multiple-time U.S. champ.
The only gold I've never gotten.
This man, he's a game changer.
No, he is the game.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we give you
Phenom.
Phenom.
Brother,
How you doing, brother?
Nice to have you here.
great to
Thank
see
you
you.
for having
man.
me.
It's been a while. You know
Yeah, I
what?
know.
We'd like to offer you one.
Oh, beautiful, bro. I appreciate it. Here's to
Man.
to the resurrection and the success of NEW, baby.
Yes.
Cheers to that.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate
Now,
it.
I'm going to just shoot right off the head.
That's the way I like it.
Where have you been?
It's a good question. Last match, 2014, as many NEW true fans and historians know, had an I Quit match. Impromptu, actually. It wasn't, we didn't go in knowing it was going to be an I Quit match. That challenge that I accepted as an I Quit match that Crippler put out to me was a shocker. And, you know, it ended up being where Crippler was the better man that night. You know, I've never had, we've gone up and down, Crippler and I. And we've gone up and down through many different organizations, had many different matches. We've put each other through many different things, but that night he was the better man.
Do you regret putting your career on the line?
Do I regret putting my career on the line? No. I felt I had something to prove. I felt that based on my past experiences, Crippler, if anybody, was the man that if I were to tap out, as I did that day, unfortunately, he'd be the man that I'd want to give my career to, put my career on the line for. I felt he was worthy of it. As we all know, he went on to do even greater things that night.
Yes.
So I don't regret putting my career on the line. I was going through a lot of things personally that were distracting me at the time. Let's just say Crippler wasn't my only opponent in that ring that night. Okay.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, the biggest opponent in that night not only was Crippler, but I was fighting Phenom. Phenom was fighting Phenom. And it's hard to defeat yourself when you know every move coming, when you know everything, and when you're already defeated mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
So, did I hesitate to put my career on the line that night? Obviously, you saw I did. But, again, it wasn't the true Phenom, it wasn't the true game that put his career on the line that night.
Okay.
I think I'd given up on myself more than anybody's ever given up on themselves that night. And I don't regret it. I don't regret it because at least I lost to a man, a legendary competitor, who's had legendary matches, and who I can honestly say I don't regret him being the man I lost my career.
So speaking of legendary, by the way, that's a pretty cool pick.
A lot of thought went into that.
Do you consider yourself to be on top of the list with the legends of course, NEW, XFW, EFW?
Okay, so 2 quick tidbits. EFW was my initial organization. I was lucky enough to be a part of that organization. I was lucky enough to be surrounded by people who felt I was worthy of being championship material, or saw me as championship material, and saw me as worthy of winning a title, and saw me as worthy of carrying that title and making main events what they were supposed to be. Main events, not second to anything else. But along with that, go to XFW. XFW was also an organization where I started to lose myself a little bit. Started to lose who Phenom was, who the game was. I was trying to find myself.
Now, I don't mean to interject, but what do you mean by losing yourself?
The XFW was an evolution of EFW.
Okay.
And when it comes to you either evolve or you get left behind.
Yeah, exactly.
I felt I was being left behind, but I wasn't placing the blame on anyone but me. Because everything I brought into the ring, everything I brought into my promos, it was things that I brought. I knew it would have to be me who made Phenom, who made the game. So in XFW, I kind of got lost in the shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of things that were going on behind the scenes. I was no longer part of the creative team. I was in EFW, part of the creative team. In XFW, I was not part of the creative team, which left me in limbo because a lot of the people who were in creative, they didn't understand or.
I am Mill. I'll run Mill. It was awesome. Oh yes, Mill. Todo se estaban volviendo loco. Todo. Están gritando ya. Decían, Pablo, ¿tú viste ese rumor, Mill? Yo dije, sí. Pero yo vi esos dirty heels. Yo no sé qué es eso. Maybe it's some dogs. Some morenos. Oh, excuse me. Some gentlemen. Que son bien locos. I don't know these dirty heels. But I'm gonna check it out. Sounds like a good channel. And I was saying, let me see what it's about. And then Rage was messing with me. He didn't want to give me my money. I just want my 5 pesos, $5. It's been a crazy night for me today. And then I just saw El Phenom at the game. Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have experienced some technical difficulties, and we now bring you back.
With that being said, Phenom, you were talking about your time with XFW.
That nigga completely cut you off. Go ahead. Okay. So, XFW, what I was saying was, as a part of XFW, I was no longer part of creative, so I didn't have control of where Phenom was headed. I was passionate. I was giving my all. I was putting whoever I needed to put over. Mm-hmm. Now you want to shoot the shit? We can shoot the shit. I was putting people over who didn't deserve it because they were a part of a circle of people who were only in it for themselves.
So with that being said, who are you speaking of?
Can I throw out a name?
Who kept you down? And being that I was also part of creative team, I worked with a few individuals.
You were part of creative at the time, and you know what? Not because you're here, I'm gonna make it known you had nothing to do with it. Because when you're the minority, the majority rules.
Yeah.
And the majority were Demon, Hollywood Phoenix, aka Alfredo Gonzalez. Brewski, aka Fuquan. They were the writers. I gave them the benefit of the doubt that they had the best interest in mind for XFW. And XFW lasted less than EFW, which was an organization run at a public park who was told by cops, listen, we need you guys to leave, finish up your event and go because we're getting complaints. So I put my career, my mistake, I put my career, Phenom the Game put his career in the hands of two people who were only focused on the small picture. They were only focused on two characters, themselves. That's the problem. So Phenom in XFW was nothing compared to what he was in EFW.
Now,
Multiple time world champion.
I've got a quick question. Do you feel that it was the same thing when NEW came around?
When NEW came around, I was fortunate enough to be considered as part of the creative team. Because when I was part of creative, no matter what anyone thinks or says...
Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
That was the rebirth. The one before the rebirth.
Before the rebirth.
Before the rebirth of NEW. The original.
Yes.
NEW.
You were
Yes.
not part of.
I was not part of creative. Again, we had the same people part of creative. So what the shit that was rolling downhill in XFW continued into NEW. We just called it a different name. That's all it was. We convinced ourselves that because it's a new extreme wrestling, not an extreme fucking wrestling organization, we thought things would be different. With the same people in control. But you know what? It wasn't. What happened was we rolled into an NEW, a new opportunity for stars to grow, for people to win championships, for people to excel past what people thought they were capable of. We went from XFW to NEW, and the only thing that changed in that process was the name. I was not a part of creative in NEW. I felt, you know what? I was foolish enough to trust those in control to put the business, to put NEW's growth ahead of their egos and their championship title runs and their different musics and their different attitudes. That's what I trusted. Because when I was creative, I've never, as creative, ever given myself the world championship. Never have I ever given myself this man in the EFW gave me the opportunity to win the championship because he was creative.
I have to say this too, because of him putting me over and slingshotted me for the first Insanity Brawl. He was supposed to have won it, but he was like, no.
Exactly.
Let's put somebody else over.
There's two different people. There's people that's in it for themselves, and there's people that's in it for everyone else and the greater good. NEW died. NEW died because of the people in control. And every time that I was in control as creative, it was only for a couple of months. And you know what? I'll tell every fucking body. I did my fucking best, and I made everyone shine in the spotlight.
Now let me ask you one question. When was it the moment NEW died?
NEW died the day that I tore my ACL and MCL, and I put another man over, the referee asked me. Emmanuel Rios was the referee. We're going to call a spade a spade.
Mm-hmm.
Emmanuel Rios was the referee, and he asked me, do you want to stop the match? I said, no, I'm going to swallow the fucking pain of a surgery to come in February 2006 that put me out of commission for 6 months. I'm going to swallow the pain. You tell my opponent to hit me with a chair and pin me. I put over a guy on the night of my comeback, my surprise comeback, that where I was supposed to go from there into world championship material.
That caliber.
That's where it happened. NEW died the day that one person decided that they thought they were bigger than the organization. Because no man...
Who did you put over?
Demon. AKA Hollywood Phoenix, AKA whatever the fuck he wants to call himself now.
We've lost track.
Because there's been so many days, so many matches, so many opportunities where he's had to put others over that deserve it, such as Sender. Okay?
Yeah.
And he's chosen to put himself first. And when it's not working, guess what they turn to? He turns to having a faction. Okay? On the day that I was supposed to lead into my run for the World Championship title for the first time ever. For the first time ever in NEW, I was supposed to win that match at Bloodfest in 2005 and go on to the world title for the first time ever and win the world title. You want to call a spade a spade? Creative had me winning the world title because they knew I could make the man makes the title. The title doesn't make the man, and I could make that fucking title.
Yeah.
This is the night you faced Bruce, correct?
Correct.
And I was basically a no-show.
Mhm.
I had to attend to some business over in Canada.
Right?
And yes, I remember giving you a call later that Sunday.
Right?
And said, congrats. If I remember correctly, I said, you're the champ, aren't you?
And what did I fucking tell you? I told you, no, I'm not the fucking champ. The game phenom, who always, even in creative control, put others before him. I laid down for others because I knew that was best for business. I'm not gonna take control.
Yeah.
The pen, I'm not gonna take the pen and make myself invincible. It's bullshit.
So basically, what you're saying, creative took the pen and made it their sword too.
Creative took the pen, made it their sword, and decapitated NEW.
So,
Pardon me, I need another shot.
It's right there. You can
Because
take your shot.
I'm really, it's this new information that really upsets me. Because now I'm starting to think to myself, was I really that good to win the championship? Or did they have a bigger motive behind it and me being none the wiser?
I wouldn't go too deep into that, but you might have something there. But aside from that, we're doing whatever it takes to get this show through. I don't see eye to eye with you on a regular basis, but were you the five-star superstar? Yes, you were. So don't ever doubt yourself.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
back to you, Phenom.
Yes.
The meaning behind the tombstone. I mean, we're getting these cryptic tombstone messages with a born date, death date. What is the meaning behind that?
The meaning behind that is the difference between me and those others that we've spoken of, that I've put over, is that when I make a compromise, when I make a decision, when I say this is what it is, I stick to it.
Uh-huh.
I'm man enough to know that day, Crippler wanted our careers on the line. I said, you know what? With hesitation, because Crippler is not a pushover.
No, he's not.
Of course he's not.
I've worked him. He's not a pushover.
I will never take away from Crippler. He's not a pushover. So yes, me accepting my career on the line is something I had to hesitate to, because I wasn't 100% confident that I could be Crippler at that time.
It sounds to me like you actually do have some type of regret over it.
Yes. My regret comes from letting others affect Phenom's decision to make it a career versus career. Crippler did not convince me to make it a career versus career match.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know it. He offered that. He challenged me.
You pushed him to that.
Yes.
You gotta understand. We were La Famille.
Yes.
You decided.
And family fights harder than anybody else. Family knows.
You're damn right.
My decision to put my career on the line was mine only. And it was because of all the shit before it where I felt like maybe Phenom's not worth it. Phenom is not capable of holding a world.
Oh, this thing is on. Yo, check it. It's your boy Kendrick Stones, aka Coffee Weast, and one half of the Dirty Hills. Big shout out to my good brother, the Dirty the Earth, good brother Bo, and we are the Dirty Hills. And after you finish watching this, NEW, after you finish watching this, directly after you finish watching this, come check us out, man. Check us out on IG, check us out on YouTube. Just hashtag Dirty Hills, and we will pop up. And you already know the name, you know the slogan, man. We rip our shirts off like Hulk Hogan. Peace.
So you speak of the resurrection of NEW. Now the question is, how do you feel about the competitors now in NEW?
It's a good question. I feel that the competitors don't really understand what NEW is capable of and what NEW is gonna be. I feel the competitors are very unprepared. I feel that they are very unchallenged.
No. You say that they are unprepared, but do you have any particulars on who is unprepared?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said before, the title makes the man. The man makes the title, not the title makes the man.
Mm-hmm.
I feel JC Charisma has not been challenged. He hasn't faced Phenom.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from you,
He's a Phenom guy.
Aside from you, he has to be a Phenom guy because he knows I'm the game and I'm that damn good.
So why did you choose him?
That's understandable.
I chose him because he knows what's best for him. And he knows that facing Phenom would inevitably end his title reign. He's never faced Phenom. Never for the world title.
Well,
but if he did now, I guarantee you, 1, nerves. 2, he wouldn't know what to do with me. 3, I would over complicate his strategy, and I can easily beat JC Charisma for the world title.
Now, I'm going to go back into what was said in chat, where he is trying to recruit you to be aligned with him.
Okay.
Is it a possibility?
That's a perfect example. Thank you for bringing that up. That's an example of how he knows he's better off trying to recruit his enemies than trying to recruit people that he doesn't know. He knows if I'm against him, he's done. So why not put the worst challenge, the hardest challenge, the most challenging challenge
So you
with him?
You wouldn't think that challenge would be basically his situation right now with Nolo and Mayo.
To be honest,
are you undermining
absolutely.
them?
To be honest, I'm better than Nolo. I'm better than Bayo. And the reason why JC Charisma wants me on his side is because he knows the most challenging challenging match that he can have is with Phenom.
Wait a minute. You made him world champion, bro. And dudes that bust their asses to get that title don't respect how you handed it to him.
Right. And that goes back to the business.
So do you feel that that was a mistake?
I mean, what your plan?
Handing him the title.
What's your plan to put it on? This?
No, absolutely not. That wasn't a mistake. Phenom did what was best for the business because he trusted the creative writers. Your job as a professional wrestler is to trust that when the creative writers tell you what they need you to do, you trust that they have the best interest in mind for the business. I gave JC the world title. You know why? Because I trusted Demon. Because I trusted Hollywood Phoenix. Because I trusted Brewski. But guess what? They didn't have their best interest in mind. All they wanted to do was make JC a world champ so they could beat him.
Now, I don't mean to interject. Actually, I do. What do you think about the almighty one, Viper?
Almighty One Viper isn't up to my level. But I'm willing to give him a one-on-one chance so he can prove it to himself. Not to me. He's never going to prove himself to me. I don't give a fuck what the fuck he thinks he is or how awesome of a wrestler he is. He needs to prove it to himself that he's worthy of facing somebody in the caliber of Phenom.
Whoa, wait a second.
Yes.
See, I respect you.
Okay.
And we've gone
Yes.
way back.
Yes.
So when you speak like that, you spit on my name.
Okay.
I've been through hell and back with Viper.
Okay.
And I can tell you honestly, he's not a normal challenge. And I promise you, Phenom,
Yes.
that each and every word you're saying right now, whether you want to believe in yourself, whether you want your pride to feel a little better now by speaking down on these other individuals, remember, you will be tested as well once you enter that ring. Just to remind you once again, we're no longer doing this at the level we were before. We're going into a
whole new realm.
Yes. Now, Rage, what I need you to understand, Viper's challenge to you was never at the level that Phenom's challenge was to you.
No, it was better. I'm going to put my foot and my 2 cents in it. It was better. I've never seen my brother outperform anything that I do. And I'm the 5-star superstar. And their match, particularly the weapons match, is the best goddamn match in the history of AEW.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that your brother, your blood, someone you have kind of a decision to make, and you kind of have that decision, that love towards him. Because the fact of the matter is, Cobra, your brother is not female. Your brother is blood. You're supposed to provide for him. You're supposed to be there for him. And guess what? You can support your brother all you want, but he will never and has ever been at the level of Phenom. And Rage has never, ever, including Crippler, JC Charisma, Sender, Demon, Biohazard, has ever been in the challenge or been challenged by the man like Phenom.
And Crippler retired Phenom.
Understood. But you know what? The fact of the matter is that Phenom was retired by Crippler. He wasn't retired by Demon by Biohazard, by Brewski, by a nigga who had the power of the pen. He was this fucking retired by a man who met Quill for Quill, 1 for 1, Demon. It wasn't a one-off. That decision wasn't made by creative. Phenom never retired by creative. Phenom decided to retire on his own to a man that he felt was worthy of knowing he could retire Phenom.
So you're telling me if this situation happens again today,
Yes.
Crippler wouldn't have retired your ass?
If the situation happened today with the same mind frame that I had at the time, Crippler would have still retired Phenom.
I call bullshit on that. Why? Because right now, I see hunger, I see thirst, I see drive, the Phenom, the game. I'm not talking to Alex. I see a thirst. I see a fire in you right now that wasn't there before. So I call bullshit on what you just said.
And you just became, through your own words, a Phenom fan. Because Phenom is capable of destroying Crippler. Phenom is capable of being NEW World Champion. Phenom is capable of destroying JC Charisma, Hollywood Phoenix, Demon, whatever he wants to call himself, to be in the clutch right now. So I congratulate you that you just became a full blown, without even knowing it.
You're a Phenom guy.
You just became a fucking Phenom fan because you know what I'm capable of. And I'm capable of historic events. I'm capable of winning the world title. Brewski's not better than me. Demon's not better than me. Rage, Lock for Mill, my family is not better than me. You have just admitted and accepted that Phenom is the game, and he is world championship material, and he is capable of taking NEW to a whole nother level.
So from my understanding, and I'm gonna
We're gonna close off with this one. Yeah.
You're going into this new chapter with no lions. Every man in your way would be, like you like to say,
On my own, yeah.
stepping stones.
On my
or
own, yep.
On your own.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
But this time around, there's no excuses.
None whatsoever. So when you got somebody like a 5-star superstar whipping your ass, or when you got the real effing deal, as much as I hate to admit that he is just as good as I am, maybe a little bit less, whipping your ass.
Mm-hmm.
When you have somebody like Viper whipping your ass, don't blame corporate
Or
Bruce, Demon. Blame your shortcomings. Accept the fact that maybe you are just an average guy. Maybe 5-star superstar is really that goddamn good. Or flip the script and show everybody why you deserved back then from EFW, XFW, NEW, why you deserve to be world champion. The time for talk is done. Phenom, is he coming back? Will he come back? That's a question that will be saved. Wait.
Are we going
That's
back
a question.
to this?
That's a question that's going to be saved for a later segment. Keep an eye out for part 2 because it only gets more raw. It only gets more gritty We'll be right back.
What demons about? What demons about? What demons? You're predictable. Huh? So what's my demonizer? Oh, so it's his demonizer. Yeah, you unpredictable, bro. You huh? What the hell is wrong with you? A lot of things. You call me a weirdo? Oh, well, you hung up. Okay, yes, demon. That guy scares the shit out of me. Not as much as the God. The God, he just comes out of nowhere. And then you get paranoid. I've been a whole Viper. Whoa! Whoa! Viper! Viper? Is that you? Oh, shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rumor Mill with our very special guest, the Game Phenom. I'm the 5-star superstar. This is the real effing deal Rage. Now, I have a question. If you decide to come back, if you decide to return into the ring and become an active competitor, do you consider this a moment of redemption, or is it a sense of validation?
It's a good question. If I consider to come back if Phenom considers to come back into NEW as a full-blown, full-time competitor, it's a moment of redemption. It's a moment of proving that Phenom was a lot greater than creative thought he was worthy of. It's a moment where Phenom's gonna prove he is world championship material. It's a moment where Phenom's gonna prove he's not gonna expect anybody else to tell him he's world championship material. It's a moment where I'm gonna make it happen, where I will be NEW world champion, and where I will make the title, not the title make the man.
Now, have you finally decided that you're good enough to be world champion? Or has it sparked something in you where you already knew that was it? You are a future world champion.
It's a good question. My position is I am championship material. I am worthy of the world championship title in NEW. I am worthy of carrying the company for as long as I can.
So with that being said, when you say the champ doesn't make the title, or the other way around, right? The title doesn't make the champ makes the title.
Correct.
Who are you referring that to?
Look directly into the camera and tell them who exactly you're talking about.
This is the Game Phenom, speaking as the Game Phenom. NEW is a game, psychological, physical, and all that it entails. And I'm telling you that I'm referring to JC Charisma. I'm referring to Demon, aka Hollywood Phoenix, whatever he wants to dictate himself as this week. I'm referring to any NEW champion that has been champion prior to Phenom. Because the scariest thing that could ever happen in NEW is Phenom becoming champion. Because I can guarantee you that Phenom as champion is not a short-term goal. It's not something that's going to go from one day to the other. It's going to be something that happens and consists of me being champion for as long as I decide to be champion.
Phenom, with all due respect and interrupting you.
Yes.
First and foremost, I thought JC was a Phenom guy. Second of all, that's the first part. You can talk about that in a few.
Okay.
The second part is, you do realize that the 5-star superstar is still a competitor, and I am just as greedy for the gold as you are.
Of course, he would do such things.
Now,
let's
I've never.
Let's not make this.
Oh no! Right now, at this moment in time, I can make it about me. So, pause. With all due respect,
I've never had the honor or the glory to face Phenom one-on-one in the ring. But you do have to understand this. You're talking about chasing NEW championships, or, no, one in particular, the NEW Heavyweight Championship. I am still a competitor. And you're not going to run through the 5-star superstar like you think you are. I'm not JC or any of these other guys. You're going to have to give me 1,000%.
Here's a shot to my response. The fact of the matter is, Cobra, you've never faced the game Phenom. You've never faced what I'm capable of. You may have had tag team titles. You may have had tag team matches with Hollywood Phoenix / Demon / whatever the fuck he wants to call himself. But the fact is, you've never been one-on-one with the game. And I can guarantee you that anyone you've asked that has faced the game will tell you it's not a game. It's life or death. The point is, if Phenom decides to return, you will be a stepping stone on his way to being the NEW World Champion for the first time.
I'm no stepping stone. I've been NEW champion. You remember that. You best remember that.
You know what? I respect you for being NEW World Champion, and I understand where you're coming from. But understand that there were hooligans that have decided to make you champion. There were people who were irresponsible and didn't put what was important first that decided to make you champion. The reason why I haven't been champion, why Phenom, the game, hasn't been champion, is because those people in charge are scared of what Phenom as a champion
or maybe
is
because
capable
you're
of.
just not me. But with respect,
Right.
I'm looking forward to the future.
I'm looking forward to it too. But understand that with respect, Phenom will always defeat those that are under him. And Phenom doesn't go for a world title shot unless he knows he's coming out on top. And the difference is that now we don't have people putting others on top because they're friends or boyfriends or best friends. Now we have capability, agility, what that person is able to represent as NEW champion. And I've never been NEW champion for one reason, because those in charge know that no one will ever live up to the champion that Phenom can be in NEW.
We're gonna line up the move a bit. We're gonna line it up a bit. I get it. We're all competitors here. I'm also here. I'm also here. All right. Let's cool it down a bit. Enjoy your drink. I think you've had too much of that.
There's nothing but respect.
Yeah, nothing but respect. But I can't wait to meet you in the ring.
I can't wait to see you in the ring either.
So now, Phenom's retired.
Yes.
What's next for Alex Rivera?
What's next for Alex Rivera, Lex Rivera, Phenom, the game? What's next is I like to stand by and watch how everything just goes and how everything reproduces and see what mistakes people make. Phenom might have been retired by the Crippler in 2014, but you know what? Like I said in my fucking promo, I believe in resurrections. I believe Phenom's not dead. I know that for a fact. I'm holding back Phenom right now from what he wants to do, which is beat his ass and beat your ass. Because that's just what Phenom's about. Phenom's about making a statement. But you know what? With all due respect, I respect you both as competitors. And the day, if and when that day comes that Phenom decides he's back in NEW, it's going to be the day that he rolls over everyone. And he shows who the real NEW World Champion should have been. Not by creative control, but by inevitability. It's inevitable. Phenom will be a world champion. Phenom will be the best world champion. And NEW will have no other choice but to bow down to the contribution that Phenom brings to NEW. Because we no longer have idiots running the show. The psychos aren't running the asylum anymore. Now we have people who want the business to succeed. Dean Ambrose wrestled in bars, became a WWE World Champion, and now is AEW World Champion. Phenom will be historical and will make history and be the primitive prime example of what a world champion should be.
Well, we all appreciate the self-confidence.
Yes.
But instead of making excuses,
Yes.
step up to the plate for once, Phenom.
What do you need?
Take your own responsibility. Blame your own self for your own failures.
Okay.
Have you ever looked yourself in the mirror and asked yourself, maybe I did something wrong here and there, maybe I made some mistakes, I'm not so perfect after all. See, all you fools want to sit here and act like I'm a bum, but guess what? Before there was any of you, there was me. So I can do that too. I can sit here and call everyone in the locker room a bum. I can say, hey, sit here and blame Brewski, blame Demon. Let's blame each and every person. How about you look yourself in the mirror now and ask yourself, how can you get yourself out of this deep rabbit hole that you allowed yourself to get into? How can you crawl out of this now? How are you going to defeat someone like the 5-star superstar? How are you going to defeat someone like me? I've put my life on the line plenty of times to prove that I deserve every single time I had the belt. Yes, Phenom, I'm calling your ass out right now. What are you going to do so different now? What are you going to do now that's going to put you over?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the time we have for this episode of the Rumor Mill.
No, I want to listen up.
But we are going to have a second part. So please keep an eye out for it. I am your host, the 5-star superstar Rage. Thank you, Phenom, for being here.
So you're the 5-star superstar Rage now too.
Yeah, I am that. Hopefully you come back and we can do this. We can have another segment. I'm the 5-star superstar Cobra. This is the Real